The Solo Show is brought to you, as always, by Victor Naraki Realtor, serving Disney and the greater Orlando area with celebratingflorida.com and disneyatyourdoorstep.com. Coming up on The Solo Show.
Any meals, or you're planning to book any dining?
So far, because my cousin's birthday is going to be while we're on the trip, I didn't think she was going to go for this, but I said, do you want to do character dining on your birthday? And she's like, sign us up. So we're we're going to Goofy's Kitchen, which will have the Halloween costumes and decorations for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds fun. And then the only other thing that we have booked is she said her son wants to do that lightsaber building experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to get to do that with him while they're at the conference, and my own 21-year-old son probably won't talk to me again after he hears that story.
You heard right. We've got an honest-to-goodness trip report. That's next on The Solo Show.
Walt Disney once said, if we can dream it, we can do it. If your dream is to live near Disney World, then you can do it, and I can help. Hi, I'm Realtor Victor Naraki, and I would appreciate the opportunity to make your dream a reality. I can help you decide which is best for you, a new construction home or pre-owned, based on your needs for size, neighborhood, and most importantly, your budget. How do I do that? Well, it's quite simple. I listen to what you want, and by using my experience as a realtor specializing in homes near Disney World for almost 15 years, I can find you the home you will love. Visit celebratingflorida.com and take your first step to making your dream a reality. I encourage you to create a free, no obligation account on my website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to you by email. Remember, if you can dream it, we can do it.
Remember that website, celebratingflorida.com. And when you meet Victor, be sure to tell him The Solo Show sent you.
Tune in tight, the mic's alive. Got the stories that'll make you thrive. From a galaxy far, far away to comic pages where heroes play. Here's the Solo Show, let's dive in deep. Star Wars dreams and secrets to keep. Marvel heroes, the Muppets too. A world of wonder just for you.
On this edition, we have an honest-to-goodness trip report. That's right, with a first-time visitor to the Solo Studios. Jennifer Renninger is in the guest host's chair to tell us all about her trip to Disneyland in Anaheim. And now, please welcome your host, the man with smiles for miles. Here's Stan Solo.
Here's the Solo Show, let's dive in deep. Star Wars dreams and secrets to keep. Marvel heroes, the Muppets too. A world of wonder just for you.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Solo Show. I am Stan Solo as always, and today, me and names. I should have got how to pronounce your last name. Jennifer Renninger. All right, there we go. Jennifer Renninger, and she's doing a trip. She's going out to Disneyland, and I thought we would do a pre/post trip report. Find a little bit about her today. When she comes back, we'll find out how everything went. So let's get to know Jennifer a little bit. Jennifer, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? Are you married? Do you have kids? Stuff like that.
I live in New Jersey, and my husband's name is Kevin. Disney World is about the only thing that we found we have in common over the years. So it's something that we spend a lot of time talking about and watching a lot of shows, and we've been there many times. And then we have a 21-year-old son named Tyler, who I'm happy to say has been raised in Disney World quite a bit over the years, spoiled many trips, probably too many times. We just went for the last time in January of 2025. We rented DVC points for the first time. And I went to Disney World once as a kid. Maybe I was in fifth grade. I would say it was 1982, 83. So Epcot was there. Just my favorite topic as an adult.
Alrighty. And where are you going on this trip?
This trip, I am accompanying my cousin, her husband, and her son. We're going to Disneyland. They have a medical conference out there, so I'm going to be with her son during the day, going to the parks. It'll all be our first time, and I'm excited to see the differences. I've been doing a lot of research, but I'm going to be happy to be in Walt's original park.
And this is your first time there?
Yep.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
This is super
I
exciting.
know.
And how
Very
long
excited.
before you go?
I'm going to be in LA for the day on October 4th, and then we drive up to Anaheim on October 5th.
And you're doing 1 day, 2 parks, or 2 days, or?
We're going to be there the whole week. So we have a 3-day park hopper. We'll have like a resort day in the middle. My cousin and her husband will join us like late afternoon every day. And we're not getting lightning lanes and all that stuff. We decided, I've done enough research where it seems like if you go early in the morning, get some stuff done, and when a lot of the shows are going on at night, you can hit a lot more rides, but it was just, everything is just so expensive. And I just felt like I think we could do without it over there more than Disney World, it seems.
I think you'll be fine, especially going for that many days. I think you're going to be fine with that. And when are you going to be there? Is it going to be October, November?
The first week of October.
The first week. Okay, so you'll be there for all the Halloween decorations. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I also felt the other little caveat about the lightning lanes and all of that is I felt like Disneyland is so different in that you can't start picking your rides until you scan into the park. And since my cousin and her husband were going to be getting there until later in the day versus when her son and I are going to be there, I felt like that was going to be more juggling than I would know how to do or would want to spend time figuring out how to do. So I just want to stay off my phone and just be free.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're flying. You're not going to be hitchhiking or anything.
No.
Which airline?
I'm taking United into LAX, and the same thing back. And they're flying United, I think, also into LAX from Indiana.
And you're spending a bit of time in LA. How are you going to be getting from LA to Anaheim?
She's renting a car service for all 4 of us to leave LA on October 5th.
Cool. Okay, right on.
Yeah.
And where are you going to be staying when you're at the Disneyland part of it?
One of the hotels that was with their conference is the Sheraton Park at Anaheim, which is fairly close to the Anaheim Convention Center where they need to be. And I felt like I still don't understand quite how you could possibly go to the Toy Story parking garage across the street and possibly get on a bus. But if not, we're either going to walk or take an Uber if it's a little too far.
Okay. I think I know. Is that the hotel that's connected to the convention center?
I think that one is behind it.
Okay.
There's an Anaheim Hilton maybe right behind it.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Connected. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. So if you're behind the convention center, I'm just going from memory. I think that's going to be it's a bit of a walk. It is actually a bit. Of a walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's doable, but maybe I don't want to, especially at the end of the day, maybe you don't want to do it.
The end of the day, sometimes it's harder to get Ubers too, and you have to kind of meet in a certain spot to get them. And there's like a lot of people there waiting to get them also. So you kind of have to make sure you get the right one. And
I definitely have to find out more research about that Toy Story parking garage because I've Googled things and read and watched some videos where it's possible, even though you're not a guest at a Disneyland resort per se. So I just have to look more into that, but that would be neat if we could just walk across the street and get on a bus.
Well, the parking lot isn't connected to any resorts as far as I understand. Like, I'm not a huge Disneyland person, but I've only been a few times, but I believe you have to be parked at that parking lot to take that bus, but maybe you don't. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's something to find out. What attraction are you most excited to try out?
I think Their Small World. I know some people think that that's one of the most boring rides, but I think just the fact that it's so famous and it's different in that the queue is outside, and the beginnings are outside. I think that's going to be pretty neat. And I think the Monsters Inc. ride over in DCA, since that's one of my favorite movies, and I know that that's going away to build their Avatar Pandora area. So that I'm looking forward to. And I think that Grizzly River Run area up there and their Soarin', see how that's different. And Incredicoaster. Everybody loves roller coasters. So I think when I'm with the 3 family members and they're all going to be going on it, I'll be like, I'll just take one for the team because roller coasters are a little rough for me. But I've heard such great things about the Incredicoaster that I want to try it.
Well, you're braver than I am because I am not doing that. Also, make sure you check. You know about Walt's apartment, of course. You're gonna, look up and check that out for sure. I mean, all that is you look at it, take a picture, and keep going. Basically, it's nice to. I always say goodnight to Walt's lamp when I'm leaving. Yeah. Do you have any dining plans booked or anything, any meals, or you're planning to book any dining?
So far, because my cousin's birthday is going to be while we're on the trip, I didn't think she was going to go for this, but I said, "Do you want to do character dining on your birthday?" And she's like, "Sign us up." So we're going to Goofy's Kitchen, which will have the Halloween costumes and decorations for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds fun. And then the only other thing that we have booked is she said her son wants to do that lightsaber building experience. So I'm actually going to get to do that with him while they're at the conference, and my own 21-year-old son probably won't talk to me again after he hears that story because I never let him do it. It was too expensive for us. But when he hears I'm going to accompany his little cousin Alex, he's going to be mad.
Yeah. Are you going to build a lightsaber as well, or are you just going to be taking pictures?
No, I'll just accompany him in there and take pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Take a lot of pictures. It's an incredible experience.
Yeah.
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 Really, they're going to love that.
Mm-hmm.
Any snacks or anything in particular you want to be sure to get when you're there?
Probably the churros, just because I hear they're so much fresher tasting and better. I'm not sure that they have a lot of Dole Whip over there. I don't know if that's just a Florida thing or not. I don't know.
Yeah, and actually, you could take the Dole Whips into the tiki room there.
Oh, nice.
And you can eat while you're watching the show as well. Yeah.
I mean,
and if you do get the Dole Whip, go around the other side. Because there'll be 30 people in line on one side, and there'll be like 3 people in line on the other side. And nobody knows to go around for whatever reason to the other side.
Yeah. I think I'm also looking forward. I mean, most of the time when we go to Disney World, it's been in January or February, but we have gone when there's been humid weather, and I'm excited for that to not be over there in California. That should be nice.
Yeah. Hopefully there's no earthquakes.
I know.
For now, are you worried about that, or are you okay with that, or?
It's probably a little bit in the back of my mind, but I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. It's always in the back of my mind whenever I go. But once I'm there, I don't think about it at all.
Yeah, I'll be so overwhelmed and busy and happy. I hope I won't think about it then. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're really looking forward to?
Celebrity watching. I've been sending my cousin some screenshots of different people that have been there recently. Sometimes I see them on Instagram accounts, and I'm like, oh my gosh, imagine if we see this soap star, or we see this one or that one, because they go there often. And I don't think they're always with a tour guide. They're not always, on one of those super expensive tour groups. So sometimes they just try to blend in. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be cool if you see somebody. Who would be your number one person you'd want to see?
Somebody from General Hospital.
Okay.
Since
I thought you were going to say
since that's technically like a Disney-owned show, since it's on ABC, they seem like they go a lot. And they put it on their own personal Instagram, probably for like PR. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they do seem to go a lot. Like when it's anybody's birthday that's a famous person, they seem to go there. So.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. That'd be cool. What type of conference is it that you're?
They are both doctors. So it's like a family medicine medical conference for the week.
Okay. Maybe General Hospital will have a booth there.
Yeah. I know.
Not likely.
Maybe they're looking for somebody to do like consulting. Do our surgeries look real? Does our hospital set look real? Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
Alrighty. Okay, you got to go pack. Ken's got to edit this first part, and then when you come back, we'll record the second part, and we'll combine the two and have a podcast.
Thank you so much, Ken.
And we'll get back to it right after this.
Have you ever wanted to get a candid shot of your favorite celebrity in Disneyland? Well, for just a small subscription fee, now you can know for certain when your favorite star is at Disney's California Adventure.
The app said Janet Jackson would be here. Let me look again. Wait, who is Janet Jameson?
Remember that guy from the background in the Love Boat? Well, he's getting a churro right now.
Quick, snap a picture.
Or how about everybody's favorite polka king, Stan Schmengi?
Hi, I'm Stan Schmengi, one half of the Happy Wanderers, and now you can take my picture by the Cinderella's castle, okay?
For just a small monthly fee of $99.99, you too can be a paparazzi, celebrity photographer, with the all-new Celebrity Paparazzi app. Download now. Warning, using the Celebrity Paparazzi app can cause bleeding noses from celebrity security guards and sleepless nights from guilt. Operators are standing by now.
This app is bullshit.
And we're back. And more importantly, Jennifer is back. So, Jennifer, did you see any celebrities on your trip?
I wish. I wish.
Did you get the celebrity app for $99.99 a month?
I wish I had it, but I bet you it's not endorsed by Alec Baldwin.
Well,
I was definitely shut out in the celebrity category, unfortunately.
Yeah, you got to get the celebrity app. That's what you need, is the celebrity app. Yeah, the low price of $99.99, and you get as soon as someone sees a celebrity, it gets downloaded to the app, and you go ahead and you get to know exactly where all the celebrities are. Brilliant idea. Alrighty, so let's start from the beginning of your trip there. You're back. You're safe. You're sound. Do you miss it? Are you happy to be back? Are you glad you went?
I loved California.
Yeah,
I loved it. I do not wish I was back. No, because they had about the same weather we're having here. So there was no heat and humidity. It was so pleasant. Everyone was so pleasant out there. I was a little leery of encountering some. I thought that the cast members were not going to be as friendly at Disneyland as they were at Disney World, but I thought it was about the same. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Right on. So let's go back. So how was your flight going out? Everything smooth there?
Great. Took about 5 hours or so.
And I think was it Delta you went, or was it United?
United from Newark, New Jersey to LAX.
Yeah. And direct flight.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. And you said you were going to use a car service from the airport to get to your hotel. You were staying at an LA area hotel first. How did that go for you?
I actually used the hotel shuttle service, because it ended up being a hotel pretty close to LAX. So that was very easy. And then I just Ubered around LA and Hollywood and Beverly Hills for the first day. And then the next day I took the shuttle back to LAX and I met up with my cousin and her family.
Okay. So from there, did you go to your Disney hotel or?
Yes. Yep. We actually looked into the fact that you would have to take a shuttle to get to the area where the regular Ubers are at LAX. So we took an Uber Black because there were 4 of us, and with our luggage, we almost needed that size anyway. So that the Uber Blacks can pull right up to the airport. So that was easy. And I thought it was a shorter ride than people make it out to be. I think it was because it was Sunday. If we were there in rush hour, it would have been a different story, but maybe 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all.
Yeah. I remember going from from Anaheim, Disneyland area, to LA Universal area, and it was well over an hour. But it was a weekday.
Yeah, I think that makes a difference.
It was a parking lot.
Yeah. And then I lucked out on my return trip. My flight was so early that following Friday that there was no traffic again going the opposite way. I was very lucky till I got back to New Jersey. And then we have like the worst traffic in the world, except for Toronto. I hear that Francine talks a lot about her Toronto traffic. So it's probably similar.
I got to say, I've never seen traffic worse than it was in LA, that trip that I'm referring to. That was really bad. I felt so sorry for the Uber driver.
Yeah, the Uber drivers all seemed mad.
Well, yeah.
When I was going around Hollywood and Beverly Hills area, there just was a lot of traffic all the time, I guess, and they were not that friendly. But I guess if you drive in traffic all day and are constantly hitting your brakes, you'd be upset too. But I was like, I didn't make you do this job. You chose me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you stayed at the Sheraton Hotel near Disneyland?
Yeah, the Sheraton Park Hotel and Anaheim Resort, it's called. It is almost across the street from the Toy Story parking lot, and it's near the Anaheim, very close to the Anaheim Convention Center, which is where my cousin and her husband were spending a lot of their week at a convention. It was very nice. It was probably about the same amount of steps to just walk to the Esplanade in between Disneyland and DCA as it was to walk all the way in the back of the Toy Story parking lot and get the bus. But the nice thing about taking the bus in the morning is you go through security at the bus parking lot. So that's very short. But that only lasts until 12. So my cousin and her husband just walked to Disneyland because they wouldn't have been gaining anything except maybe a few less steps.
Okay.
So there's a Morton Steakhouse right there. I thought the resort was very nice. There's a CVS right there, a Walgreens if you needed to do a little shopping, and very, 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 very pleasant.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool location. It's a lot different than staying in Walt Disney World Hotel. That's for sure.
Yes. I think that was about the biggest difference.
Yeah. So I'm guessing. So you basically already told me you figured out the bus system from the Toy Story. Was it easy enough to figure out? You just kind of just walk there and you get to pay for that shuttle?
If I hadn't found that information online, I would not have known about it. It didn't like pop up in my app. There weren't a lot of people walking over there, even people with 2 strollers and infants in their arms. They were doing that walk across those 2 intersections at those lights. I kind of thought that was a little dangerous with little kids and infants and strollers. Didn't seem like a lot of people knew about it. So I'm glad I found it, just because I felt like it was easier in the morning to go through security there than everybody's rushing for early, trying to get a bunch of rides done in the morning, and everybody's there together, and we just flew right in once we got off the bus. And there was no price. They didn't even check your magic band. I'm thinking even if I was just walking to that area to go to downtown Disney, or if I was just a resident, I'm not sure how they knew you were supposed to be on that bus or not. They didn't check your magic bands there.
They probably don't even care.
Or your phone. Right. So I guess it's a free bus for anybody.
Yeah. That sounds like what it is. That's very cool.
Yeah.
How about getting back? Did you take the toy back to the shuttle? Or
I only did the bus once when I was by myself. The rest of the time we all just walked back as a pack with hundreds of other people, because there were just people walking no matter what time of day it was.
Yeah.
Just groups of big groups of people. So that was very odd to be out of that bubble, and then you were in just the city walking across these intersections. That was just a big difference. But it was, it wasn't as far as I thought. It would be like walking from a far bus stop at Magic Kingdom all the way to the front, maybe a little longer.
Yeah. And at night walking out, you got those guys that are selling the bottled water and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's actually a pretty good price, that water too, when you think about it. I never ever talked to them or anything like that. There's always some guy preaching about something on the corner. It's a different world altogether.
Yes, a lot of preaching in LA also.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, microphones going and people yelling. Yeah. You're not going to get that in Disney World.
These guys, what are they on the street corner yelling for? Step into the times. Get a podcast to do.
I know.
Alrighty. One of the attractions you said that you were most looking forward to and most excited about was the Small World.
Yes.
Did you find it much different than Walt Disney World? What did you think?
I love the outside boarding area, although I don't know how that works when it's pouring. I don't know that that's very pleasant to be getting in a wet boat in the rain, but I love the boarding area. I had seen that in the Tomorrowland movie, I think it's called. They recreated that area as if it was the World's Fair, or no, the opening of Disneyland Small World. And it had a tie into the World's Fair, I think. So that was very pleasant, and it was longer. I liked how there were certain characters that had to do with Toy Story and Little Mermaid. I thought that was so cute, and I heard that extra verse from the one Sherman brother, so that was very nice.
Right, yeah. Plus you got all those topiaries outside too.
Yeah.
Which really adds to it. Yeah. It's so much nicer than one in Walt Disney World, I find.
Yeah, and plus I just like the fact that Walt was there. Makes it special.
The other one that you were most excited about was the Monsters, Inc. attraction. Did that live up to your expectations?
Yes, I liked it. It had a very long wait every time we went by it. We were only in DCA maybe 1.5 days. Or maybe even the full day that we had a reservation for. We were there for 3/4 of a day, so it was probably only a full day total. But it was pretty busy all the time, and I think it's because the queue is deceiving. And also, I think a lot of people know that it's going away. So it was probably a 40-minute wait, and it was a true 40 minutes. All the other wait times were really cut in half when you literally played a stopwatch on my Apple Watch. So that was really 40 minutes. But no, it was very cute. It's a shame it's going away. I hope they can do something similar like that in Hollywood Studios, because I don't know that a lot of little kids are going to want to go on that new roller coaster. It might be too adventurous for little ones, but something like that would be adorable if they just move that over there, save all the props.
Yeah, I do hope that they do something like that at Hollywood Studios. Not that I have any interest in going to Monsters Land after what they did to my Muppets area.
Same.
Any other attractions that really stood out for you that you kind of wowed you and went, this is a good attraction. I wish they'd bring this to Walt Disney World. Or
We liked the Guardians Mission Breakout, their version of Tower of Terror. We got to see both versions, the regular one, and I think the other one's called Monsters After Dark, which you don't have to have a Oogie Boogie Bash ticket to go in. It's just, I think it's after 3 p.m. it changed. So we got to see both of those. I thought I wasn't going to like it because I love the Tower of Terror. I love the haunted house. I'm not a big Marvel fan, but I really liked it. It was cute, and it was exciting to see all the people that were just so. And Groot came almost popped his head into our gift shop, the giant Groot. In that area there, so that was exciting, and I think I liked that a lot. And we loved Radiator Springs Racers; it was just amazing. I hope that the one that's coming to Magic Kingdom isn't. I've heard that it might be a Jeep type vehicle that's going to be bumpy, like going over dirt hills and stuff. I don't want a vehicle that's anything like Indiana Jones from Disneyland. I love that ride. I don't like that vehicle and that herky jerky. It's rough. It's rough.
Yeah.
That was the ride that I think was the roughest, but I loved everything else about it. Everything.
Yeah, the Indiana Jones ride you're referring to.
Yep.
I'm guessing, did you do Haunted Mansion with the
yes.
Nightmare Before Christmas overlay? What did you think of that?
I loved it, even though I'm not a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, but my son is, and my nephew that I was with most of the day was, so we waited in line for that. We thought it was amazing, and then I went on it by myself at night when they had given up and gotten tired and got back. That was the one night I was there by myself. I said, I'm staying till the end. I don't know if I'm ever coming back here, but just the people in line, so many people dressed with Nightmare Before Christmas shirts. I love that fandom. I love that excitement. Some people were dressed up because I think they were going to the Halloween party. So you couldn't tell if they were cast members or guests sometimes because they were so well dressed. There were so many people dressed from Pirates of the Caribbean, and you were like, do they have another character besides Jack Sparrow roaming around? You just almost couldn't tell. People were almost standing in line with these people, but they were like, I'm just here for the party.
Wow.
So, awesome. Yeah, it was awesome.
You can get into it more in California, I think, because it isn't, sweltering heat during the Halloween party.
Yes.
You can dress up like that.
Yep.
Which is great. Another one you were excited about was Grizzly Run River Rapids.
My nephew went on that. His father just stood off to the side and waited for him. It was a kind of cold. Anaheim was kind of cold in the morning, and that there was this fog that burnt off around lunchtime. So the one day that his parents went for the full day, his father was like, the adults aren't going on that, kid. Sorry. So he went on by himself and got absolutely soaked. He and I went on Tiana's Bayou Adventure and didn't get as wet, but it was chilly.
Okay.
It was chilly because we went on both, we went on that in the morning and he went on Grizzly the following morning. And he actually went on Tiana's again, I think 2 more times by himself in the single rider line. He said, if I'm going to get wet, I might as well stay wet. So then I just watched from that bridge and it was pretty funny.
Oh, very cool. How about the Incredicoaster? Did you do that one?
I did. I felt like I almost could have gotten sick at the end, but maybe for 3 seconds, but it was amazing. I mean, I really did smell the cookie. I thought the little video that plays overhead when you're in the queue was very, very cute. A lot of people love The Incredibles. I love The Incredibles. I thought that area was very nice. But I did get a little sick, and I'm excited to hear that Remy's is now going from 3D to 2D, because that one also makes me just for like 5 or 10 seconds, but you're almost like, oh, am I going to be sick in front of all these people? You're trying to find a bush in the corner real quick, but thankfully it went away quickly. So, but yeah, it was very nice.
The last time I rode Remy's, I said I'm not riding this ever again because I was close to yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like the ride vehicles are still going to spin you a little bit and jerk you from side to side, but I think it's the screens for that one that got me. So I'm hoping it'll be better now next time.
Yeah, same here. I'll give it a go in the 2D. Did you do the Fun Wheel, Mickey's Fun Wheel?
No, that was the morning. It was kind of cold, so we skipped it.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things too you had booked was the Goofy's Kitchen.
Yes.
How was that? Did you? Have you done Chef Mickey's before?
Yes.
Similar? How would you compare those two?
We went to Chef Mickey's once for dinner. when it was a regular buffet, liked it. And the next time we went, it was a breakfast, but it was family style because it was maybe a year after COVID. I
Okay.
loved the family style. I kind of felt like you had more time to wait for the characters to come because you weren't up getting your food. Goofy's Kitchen was great. I mean, I loved the buffet. The salmon was great. We were there for a dinner. There was like a pumpkin salmon.
Ooh.
Really interesting items. And it was my cousin's birthday, so we had tacked on one of those little Mickey shaped cake with the little Mickey ears and stuff, and everybody sang, so she was surprised about that, even though every other table was getting a cupcake, which I think they do for free. She was probably expecting that, so it was nice when our cake came out. But it was really good. Characters were good. The little front section with all the Mickey pumpkins, being in the Disneyland hotel lobby was neat. I could have walked around there even longer. That was very nice.
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's good to hear because oftentimes people they go to these type of especially character buffets, and they go, "I don't know if it was worth it. Like I spent all this money on it." And, so
I had a discount from my Disney Visa. I think it was 10% off, and then I did have some Disney Visa reward points to put towards it. So it made you feel like you're getting a little bargain.
Yeah, that helps. That helps for sure.
Yeah.
Any other meals that stood out for did you do any other or like table service meals?
We ate at Downtown Disney. I think it's called Natoli. I think it's near the Lego store. We ate upstairs. That was nice. I had salmon there again, and then we ate one time upstairs on the rooftop at the Westin. I can't think of the name of that, but my cousins ate at that same building another night in a different part, and that's supposedly one of the premier hotels there if you're going to stay off property. But that view of the back of DCA was pretty neat because you could see the Incredicoaster, you could see the Fun Wheel. I think you could see the swings a little bit and the back of Radiator Springs. So it got us excited because that was our first night. So I was trying to show my nephew everything that I could, think I knew what it was. I wasn't an expert for sure, but we could see the Mission Breakout, and he was like, "What's that?" Because he was too young to remember Tower of Terror when he went to Disney World, so he doesn't remember that building. So that was exciting.
That's what I was just going to ask for your nephew. So this is kind of like his first park experience that he's going to remember. So that's pretty cool. He's there with his aunt. How was he during all this? Was he just taking it all in?
He was a good partner. He got tired a couple times, but he was a good partner. He was excited about a lot of things. He also had a reservation for that Build Your Lightsaber. So he was very excited about that. That wasn't until our third day. We had Disneyland, a rest day, and then the second park day was Disneyland, and that's when he was making the lightsaber. So we went to check in, and they said part of the building was down. Whatever that means. Was it electrical? Was it plumbing? We don't know. So they changed our reservation from 2 to 5.
Okay.
He was, crestfallen, but he was a trooper, and we went and did other stuff, and then we walked back, and it was delayed a second time. And I thought to myself, what could be going on? I didn't know exactly all that went on in there, but what could be so wrong that was broken down? But I guess it was the sounds and the lights and different things. It must have been electrical of some nature. So finally, the third time, we kind of said, look, you got to tell us what's going on here. This kid is getting ready to have a meltdown. And they said, well, you can have your reservation now at your third time of 7 o'clock, but some of the features are not going to be working. But we didn't know what the features were. So I don't know that it affected it that much, but he loved it. He was so into it. I mean, the woman telling the story and explaining all the different pieces that you pick and what their meanings were and how special your color crystal is. I mean, it was just storytelling at its best. So he was just ecstatic. And then I took a lot of nighttime pictures of him, like in front of Galaxy's Edge. And then we even went back over to Star Wars Launch Bay, which theirs isn't even really open, except for we got to go in there and see Darth Vader with my Disney Visa. But the rest of it is kind of empty, except for like Disney Vacation Club, I think. But I took a picture of him in front of there with the lightsaber. Now he's got a holder, so it hangs on his wall at home. He loves it. And then he went back the next day and got another color crystal because you can just undo the thing and make it a different color.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. For another $20, you have like a whole new lightsaber. So he loved it.
Very cool.
Loved it.
So the effects are, there's lighting and there's like Yoda talks to you at the end. Spoiler alert. Did you get that? Did you get the lighting effects?
No.
Oh no,
No.
really? And there's music and they have like the Yoda's theme.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was better, but I can't I can't believe how many people they kept pushing back and pushing back and pushing back for they could still make their money. It wasn't any less money because those effects weren't there. They should have maybe given people the option. Maybe they did if you said, you know what, I can't come back and this is my only day. Maybe earlier they said, well, just go in then. I don't
Well,
know. Maybe they were hoping it would come back.
And that kind of books up pretty quick. Those lightsaber building, as far as I understand, it's pretty full all the time, and it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to even get a reservation during the busier times.
Yeah. So whatever happened there, they had some kind of problem, but they were making the best of it, and he got it done, and he was so happy.
Were the cases available? Because I know for a while there, they weren't giving the cases that hold the lightsaber.
Yep. At the very end, the guy was handing them out to wear on your back.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I guess when he got on the plane, the flight attendant just took it and put it in a special cabinet, like towards the front of the plane.
Okay.
Because maybe it's even too long to go above in the carry-on area, or you wouldn't want someone to shove their carry-on in there and break it. So she took it. Maybe she even knew what they were. I don't know.
Well, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they know by now. Yeah.
So that was nice. It was kept up front in a safe spot, and now he's got it hung on his wall with a special holder.
Okay, that's good. With mine, I put the hilt in my checked baggage, kind of in between right in the middle of my suitcase, between a bunch of shirts and everything. And then the blade itself, I put it in the carrying case, and I had a window seat, and I sort of laid it beside me on the ground at my feet lengthwise. And they never said anything to me about it being don't do that. But yeah, that's how I got mine home.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I've done a lot of different Star Wars experiences. I've gone to Star Wars Celebration in Japan. I've gone to Star Wars Celebration in London, Chicago, a couple times in Orlando. I've done the Star Wars cruise. I've gone opening night to all the Star Wars movies since episode 1. That lightsaber building really stands out as one of my favorite experiences.
Yeah, and of course my son is jealous because he always wanted to do it, and we kept reminding him that he got one of those banshees from Avatar. When you come out of Flight of Passage, they sit on your shoulder, and it's got like a squeeze bulb that you put in your hand to make it move. So he had to have that. He wanted the box that came in, and he hasn't touched it once since we came home from our first trip in 2017. So we kept saying, no, we're not spending our money for the lightsaber. If you want to do it, you can. That would be out of your own dime, and he hasn't yet, but now he's going to. Because his cousin Alex got to go, and he's like, oh, I'm going.
That's good. That's cool.
So he's going to do that on his own
13
one day.
lightsabers, so.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he and his friend did the one where you used to exit a gift shop at Star Tours in Hollywood Studios, and they had a sort of similar thing. The guide helped you and told you what the different pieces meant. So they did do that one. Maybe that was $40 in 2017. So I feel like he's had a little bit of the experience, but he's jealous now. He's going to be 22 and he's like, I want one.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Any other souvenirs you picked up that you're glad you got, or is it something that you didn't get that you wish you did?
I didn't get anything. We just got a couple Disney shirts ahead of time. I got one with Mickey pumpkins, Mickey balloons, and then I got my cousin and I a Disneyland shirt that we wore on the same day. And then my nephew brought his sister's pins, her pin lanyard, and he traded pins a couple times, and they were looking for Grogu pins and things like that. So he had a lot of fun doing that. The cast members were great that traded with him, and it looks like they can never say no. I'm assuming if they had pins they didn't want to trade, they just wouldn't put them out.
Yeah.
Because he was afraid that one of them was going to be like, oh, they don't want he had a pin with an apple and some weird character that you don't even know who it is, and he wanted to get rid of it, and they were like, okay, and he got to pick whatever he wanted, so he was like, this is the best.
I've done that a couple of times just to try it to see what it's like. What I did actually was I went to the Character Warehouse in Florida and picked up pins for 50% off, and then I traded with cast members in the parks just to experiment to see what it's like. It's fun. It's fun. It really is. Yeah. How about snacks? You were excited about getting a churro. That was one of the ones that you were really wanting.
I was excited about the Mickey beignet from the mint julep bar by Haunted Mansion in front of the train. I had them every day I was there. I could eat them every meal. That line was so long, and somebody was in line and they ordered a 3-pack, and then they saw that they're a little bit on the smaller side. Over to the side, somebody was eating there, shaking up their powdered sugar bag, and they were like, no, give me 6. And then another day I was on my own and I wanted to get on the train right there to I wanted to go through the Main Street area to see those dinosaurs from the World's Fair that are
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And I took some beignets with me on the train. The train ride was fun, except we found out that only 2 of the 5 trains were working that day. So it was that was one of the longer lines I waited in. But I had it on my list of things to do because I like hearing about the World's Fair. So I just wanted to power through and get it done. But that took a while.
I don't understand that line at Disneyland with the train. I swear people just go and they spend the entire day on that train and never get off.
Yeah.
I swear,
Yeah.
because I got on, I did the whole loop, I got off, and the people that were beside me were on there before me and didn't get off.
Yeah.
When I did.
wonder if sometimes people do that if their kids getting ready to take a nap. You put them on your lap and then you can just sit there, but yet you get to see attractions over and over again and feel like you're accomplishing something instead of just wheeling a kid in a stroller and you can't go on any rides. I don't know.
They were just visiting. They were chatting the whole time, and I think that instead of sitting on a park bench, they sat on the train.
Yeah,
it's basically what they did.
We had one rookie transportation mistake. We got off of the Finding Nemo sub. My cousin was so excited to go on that because she remembers that 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea from Disney World when she was a kid. So we went on that. And right after that is when we had that reservation for dinner at downtown Disney. I keep calling it Disney Springs. We saw the monorail, but we knew it didn't have as many good stops as the one in Disney World. So we were like, we don't think we need to take it. It would have taken us we were right there.
Yeah.
We saw those people coming off and we thought that was the exit for the sub. And we didn't pay attention and we walked all the way out, all the way to down. And then we saw the monorail and we were like, oh my goodness. I should have just Googled it, but I'm like, I don't think it goes anywhere good.
Yeah, it takes you to downtown Disney.
I know, what a pain. But then I was able to take it back because that was the night they got too tired. So I took it back into Tomorrowland and did a couple more things on my own. So I was able to experience it.
Yeah. I want to kind of go. Was there any? So you had the Mickey beignets. Did you? You never did answer me. Did you try the churro?
Oh no.
Oh, you didn't get it.
I wasn't interested in those. The other great snack I had was at Jolly Holiday. They have like a Mickey shaped pink sugar cookie.
Okay.
That was great. We didn't even get any popcorn. We were so busy.
Yeah.
They had Dole Whip one day when we were going in the Tiki Room, so that was nice.
Did you take my advice and go to the other side of the Dole Whip, or was it no lineup?
Yes, we did go to that other little area, yeah. But we I don't know, I just felt like we were so busy.
Yeah,
we were so busy we didn't really stop to snack, and I wish we had eaten at the Plaza because I love pot roast. My nephew was jonesing for some penny pasta with like marinara sauce. So that would have been a place that we could have all found something we liked, but we just didn't pay attention, I guess.
Okay. You were talking about being in the park at night by yourself. Did you stay for the fireworks and the nighttime shows? Did you get to see
There
both?
were no fireworks that night, but I saw the nighttime parade twice.
The one in DCA?
The one in Disneyland.
Okay.
I think it's called Paint the Night.
Yeah. Oh, no, is it? Okay.
I can't think, but it's like they have the big Mack truck from Cars come down the street, and yeah, that was really pretty. The second time we actually found a spot on Main Street standing on a porch, so then you're a little bit elevated and you can see above all the people because just right before it starts, everybody puts their kids on their shoulders, and I'm like, oh, I know you want your kids to see, but you're in the front row. They can see. It's right in front of them. But now you're blocking all the people in the back, and I'm tall, so I feel fortunate, but everybody else was like not too much over 5 feet and they were stuck. So we were up on this porch. I was surprised the cast members let you stand there, but they did, and that was a good viewing spot.
Oh, that's good. How about World of Color?
No, I never caught it.
Oh no, that's such a good
I know.
one. Yeah. Oh wow.
I know. I had so many things on my list and you just started to run out of time.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
Uh-huh.
Would you go back?
Yes.
Yeah, hands down, easy, no problem. I'm going back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I still think Disney World is my favorite, but the fact that there's hardly any transportation involved in the middle of the day to go back and forth and just seems less stressful.
Yeah, and even like walking between the two parks is like,
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
It's nothing.
Maybe I wouldn't need a park hopper again to save money because I would just dedicate one day or the other to one or the other parks. I wouldn't necessarily like have to have a park hopper. I like a park hopper at Disney World if I stay by a park. So if I'm going to Hollywood Studios that day, but I'm staying by Epcot, maybe we want to run over there for dinner. So I've never not had a park hopper because in Disney World we usually get military tickets and it just comes with it anyway. So I've never not had one. But I like that flexibility. But I don't know that I would need it again in Disneyland. These tickets just happen to come with it from this convention my cousin was at.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you wanna touch on as far as the parks and the trip itself?
I love those rides in Fantasyland that are unique. I mean, I know Disney World had Snow White and they had a Mr. Toad's, but maybe I went on them when I went in the early 80s, but I don't recall them. I really liked Fantasyland there. I love going in the castle, that Sleeping Beauty story. That was interesting. I love doing the Magic Band Plus and getting those tickets by Jungle Cruise. There were more tickets by Tomorrowland, I think. I forget where the other section was, but there were quite a few. Oh, Frontierland by the Shooting Gallery. There were quite a few more tickets that came out. So those are a cute
for people that don't know, because that's just new this year. Can you explain what the tickets are?
It's for the 70th anniversary. So in Jungle Cruise, there's an old-fashioned locker area there. And in Frontierland by the Shooting Gallery, there's like 3 or 4 different buttons. And you hold your Magic Band Plus up to them and it prints what looks like a ticket, like a train ticket, but it'll have artwork or different sayings on it that have to do with that land. So it's a commemorative, really nicely printed ticket that you can either put in a scrapbook or keep with your, maps and things that you got that day. And then when you're by the Sleeping Beauty Castle, there's 3 or 4 buttons. And when you put your Magic Band there, different characters pop out of these little shadow boxes. I think one is Pinocchio and one might be Bambi. So like the little kids were doing that and they were popping out. But I think they're only going to be there for the 70th.
Yeah.
I didn't find as much use out of my Magic Band Plus as I thought. Because I don't think they have that ability there when you see those couple gold statues to wave your Magic Band in front of them and have them talk to you. I didn't see anybody doing that. Besides the tickets, I mean, it was lighting up during the parade on Main Street, but I don't know that that was that exciting. Like, it's a shame that Disneyland requires Magic Band Plus when Disney World doesn't yet. We have our regular Magic Band 2.0s that just worked in Disney World in January. So I didn't need to spend that extra money for that trip. But I mean, it's a pain to have to charge them. You don't have to charge them to use it for like the ticket feature, but I understand that if you're staying at a Disney resort, you can't use them for the room. So that would be hard to unlearn. Sometimes you're used to just leaving the room with your Magic Band to go finish running your laundry or go down to the quick serve to fill up your coffee mug, and you're like, oh shoot, I can't get in. So that would be hard to unlearn for us, I think. But I would love to stay at the Disneyland resort one day.
Yeah. I wasn't aware of that the resort rooms the Magic Band Plus didn't work.
Yeah, and
or the hotel rooms.
Their app, like I look at both apps from time to time just to see wait times and see how busy something is if it's a holiday. But the app, a lot of times I would look on it for wait time since we didn't have Lightning Lane, multi-pass, and a lot of the rides were missing. So then if you searched for them on the app, that would tell you the wait time. So the app for Disneyland it either wasn't functioning well or maybe it doesn't always work well. But the only individual Lightning Lane we bought was for Rise of the Resistance. That was on my cousin's birthday, and we just had to get that in case it broke down later on or the wait was just too astronomical. So we paid for that. But we just waited in line at Rope Drop for Radiator Spring. We got that done. It wasn't too long of a wait.
At Galaxy's Edge, there's almost like a scavenger hunt that you can play with your Magic Band Plus.
My nephew started to do that, but then the whole lightsaber fiasco happened, and then he was grumpy, and then we said, well, we're going to go eat now, and then we'll come back. So he definitely started that. I think if we had more time, I would have just parked myself on a bench and let him roam around and see what he could find, and he would keep coming back and checking in. But he was excited about it, but didn't have enough time.
It's fun. I completed it. It took me an entire day.
Oh my!
I completed every mission on it in one day, and it took me. It's hard to do in the sun because you can't really see the colors on your band very well. Once it turned to night, it was easy. It was, so if you are going to do it at night. It's just when the sun's setting, where you can see the colors on your band. And
my son would probably like it too.
Yeah, it's a fun little extra thing you can do. You're affiliated with a travel agent, I hear.
I am affiliated with We Do Travel Right. I just do a little bit of advertising for them, and then I'm also an affiliate for, it's called Key Holder Vacations, but they have the DVC rental store. So we rented DVC points in January 2025 to stay at the Poly. It was such an easy process, and I probably paid the amount that I would have stayed at a moderate resort like Caribbean Beach or something, and we got to stay at the Poly, not the new tower, but the original longhouses there. It's just such a great process, and I mean, once you go deluxe and you have the more transportation options and you have extended evening hours, it's kind of hard to go back. So if you ever did get to do it, even if you did a split stay and one night you stayed at the Contemporary and then the other night you stayed Value, you're like, ooh, I really like that. So if you look at the DVC rental store site, you can see some confirmed reservations where people have already booked those points, but they just can't go, the ones that are the owners. And then there's less of a process to do that if that fits in with your dates. And if not, if you have a date out in the future and you want to try a couple different resorts, you just plug all those parameters in, and then they email you when somebody that's a member says, oh, I want to book this trip for this person. I either need the cash or I just can't go this year. They might not have enough vacation time. They could have switched jobs, all these things. So they just book the points for you, and then there's zero change. You don't have to like get anything less because you're using somebody else's point. People are worried.
I've looked into it several times, but I've never done it. But I really want to try it just to see what it's like.
Oh yeah,
to do a rental.
Yeah, they're so great there. They have a great podcast that gives you a lot of information about DVC. The only thing you wouldn't be eligible for is if you can't go into like a DVC member lounge, like in the parks, things like that. But other than that, you still can use your Magic Band for the room. It still shows up on your app like a regular reservation. The only thing that's different about renting DVC points is you don't have cleaning services every day. You only have it like every fourth day. So that was different. But basically, you can ask for more coffee, more towels. You can throw your garbage out in the hall. They come and get it and change your garbage. So besides making your own bed, which a lot of them have Murphy beds, you'd just be folding that up anyway. So you can have your couch. I don't really need them to vacuum my room every day. It's not like I've got a pet in there. Why would you need to vacuum my room every day? So you just switch your towels out, switch your garbage out. And that's just a difference in case you did have a messy family that you'd have to be aware of.
Yeah. And what a lot of people like too is oftentimes you get like a kitchenette or a laundry service in your room, which would be really cool.
And what I've noticed too, and Disney's smart for doing this in a way, but it's a pain if you're staying at a Value or a moderate resort room. They're replacing a lot of those mini fridges with what's called a beverage cooler. So if you have toddlers that have milk or yogurt, or you yourself order some yogurt from a service and have some food delivered, you can't keep that in a beverage cooler. It's not cold enough. So if you stay in a DVC, I mean, we stayed in a studio, so it had a little bit of a kitchenette, but it had a regular mini fridge, and that's where we put, I had ordered yogurts and half and things like that, some lunch meat, but you couldn't keep that in a beverage cooler. It would spoil. So that's why Disney's doing that, so that you eat in their quick service more and don't buy groceries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've heard so many good things about DVC. I really got to try it one day. Jennifer, I want to thank you for coming on. This was
welcome.
Great. I love talking to people that done trips, especially if it's their first time going to a park. So if you're listening and you want to, tell us about a trip report that you have coming up, let me know. You can be sitting in Jennifer's chair and being part of the conversation. Any final words?
I would definitely go back to Disneyland, but I still feel like I'm a Disney World girl at heart.
Yeah. I think Disneyland is probably my favorite, U.S. park. But as far as a vacation destination, I think Disney World is kind of the place to go, to be, if I'm being honest. Oh, I forgot to ask you, Walt's apartment. Did you check that out? Did you walk by it at least?
I saw the lamp. Yep.
Yeah.
Saw the lamp up there. And there were a lot of people taking the picture there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Very good. Ken, take us away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to take your turn in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. Tell us about your idea for a show and we'll contact you about a date and a time for you to join us. If you would just like to keep the conversation going or have a comment about a previous show, then visit us on Facebook at The Solo Show. Don't forget to join us on YouTube, like us and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a new show. All logos, songs, music, and sounds that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are owned by the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be owned by the Solo Show podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.